Springtime blue wings are a great hatch because that means you made it through the winter. You don't have to fish midges anymore. You can fish something a little bit bigger, easier for old eyes like mine to see. Here's what you need to know. First is your setup. You're going to be using light tippet because these flies are small. They're around a size 20 and they're going to start coming off around March. You're going to be using down around a 6X tippet, so you want a rod in like a 3 or 4 weight. So you have that tippet protection, don't break off when you hook these fish. I like fluorocarbon for both my nymphs and my dries. For my nymphs, it's going to help sink them. And for my dries, it is a sunk leader, so it doesn't cast a shadow that a floating nylon leader can. Here's the way I like to fish it. In the morning, I'm going to start with nymphs. Nymphs are super active and they're always moving around. So I like flies like a Barrs emerger or a Jujubatus. I'm going to put them right down on the bottom. The hatch is going to come off midday, so before it starts, you might try suspending those nymphs. You don't need to go all the way to the bottom. You can have them somewhere in the mid-range. So put them underneath a dry fly or a real small indicator. Once the hatch starts and they get closer to the surface, you're going to start seeing fins. That's their dorsal fin or their tail fin. When you see fins, they're feeding on emergers, not the full dries yet. The emergers you might want to use, like a Beefus emerger, an RS2, or just a soft tackle, and fish it just under the surface. Now, my favorite patterns to fish for that emerger or right in the film is a cripple. I like something that looks, a little globby, something that you can put right in that film. And fish seem to look for that stuff that's either caught in the shuck or didn't quite make it to the surface. Once they start hatching, now you're going to start seeing noses. And you might see a bubble after they take also. On my full dry, I like flies that maybe show a little bit of movement in the wing. Flies like a Comparadon or an Oceum, something that might look like that wing's moving. I've seen fish key in on that movement. Be careful if you're trying to move it with your rod because sometimes that creates too much surface disturbance. But just get a fly pattern that looks like the wing might be moving. Now, here's my secret during the blue wing hatch. If you have a chute at the back of the run that you're fishing, a lot of times these little guys don't get off the surface fast enough and they get caught in that chute and they actually drown and get pulled under and pulled out the back of that chute. That's where fish are sitting. Don't dress your dry, use a cripple, use your dry, just don't put any dressing on it and let it sink and cast it into that chute and let it swing out the back. And you'll be surprised at how many fish are sitting in the back of a chute. And hey, for these blue wing tips and a whole lot more, come on down to Fish Tech, we'll help you out. We've got the patterns and the knowledge to get you anything you need.